In the quiet of a Zen monastery, a young disciple asked his master, "Master, how can I control toxic people? How can I prevent their poison from reaching me?" The master, after a long pause, replied calmly, "Child, can you control the wind? Can you command a river to stop flowing? The same applies to those who bring negativity into your life. You cannot control their actions, but you can decide which seeds are allowed to grow within you. Protecting your inner peace isn't about changing others. It's about not letting their words drag you down. If the poison doesn't enter you, there's nothing to heal. Remember how to deal with toxic people. Protect your energy, avoid negative influences. These are not achieved through force, but through clarity. A tree doesn't need to flee the wind. It only grows stronger by rooting deeply. The disciple insisted, "But Master, how do I gain that clarity? When someone hurts me with words or steals my calm, I feel anger and fear." The master looked at him with compassion. "If someone hands you a poison gift and you don't accept it, whose poison is it?" The disciple was silent. "This is how it is with those who bring darkness," the master continued. "They offer criticism, envy, and anger. If you take it in, you get poisoned. If you leave it in their hands, it never enters you. Controlling toxic people doesn't mean dominating their actions. It means learning not to react. When you don't react, you are free." The disciple lowered his gaze, hands trembling slightly. "Master, are you saying I should ignore them? Close my eyes as if they don't exist?" The master shook his head gently. "Don't confuse indifference with wisdom. Ignoring out of fear is not freedom. It's escape. What you must learn is to see clearly, without letting your mind cloud." He walked a few steps to a pond where dry leaves floated. "Look at this water," he said. "If you throw a stone, ripples spread and the reflection of the sky distorts. But if you wait, the surface calms again. The toxicity of others is like those stones. They fall, create waves, but only affect you if your mind cannot rest." The young disciple took a deep breath. "So, the real control isn't over them, but over myself?" The master smiled serenely. "Exactly. You cannot change those who carry poison, but you can strengthen your spirit so nothing sticks to it. Like a lotus that grows in mud without getting dirty, you can live among difficult people without losing your peace." The master sat beneath a pine tree, and the disciple followed. The breeze carried the scent of dry needles. "Master, how can I become strong enough so their words don't hurt me?" asked the young man. "First, you must understand where the wound comes from," replied the master. "It is not what others say that hurts you, but what you believe about those words. If someone calls you useless, the offense only hurts if you doubt your own worth." The disciple fell silent, feeling the weight of this truth in his chest. To deal with toxic people, it is not enough to walk away physically, the master continued. You must cultivate an inner refuge. Every day, plant thoughts of clarity. "I am not what others say about me. I am what I discover in my own heart." Make your mind a temple that no one enters without your permission. The master let a handful of soil fall slowly through his fingers. "A firm ground does not fear the rain," he said. "Likewise, a peaceful mind does not fear the criticism or anger of others." The disciple closed his eyes, letting the words settle like water in a calm bowl. The master stood and pointed to the path leading to the temple. "Walk with me," he said. "I want to show you something." They walked in silence until they reached a moss-covered rock. The master tapped it gently with his staff. "Look at this rock," he said. "Rain, wind, and sun have passed over it for years, yet it remains firm. Do you know why? Because it does not try to be anything else. It does not fight the wind or the rain. It simply remains." The disciple frowned. "What does this have to do with people who hurt me?" The master replied calmly, "If you learn to be like this rock, toxicity cannot break you. Negative people try to drag you into their storm, but they cannot force your participation. Only if you respond with anger or fear do you give them power." The disciple lowered his gaze thoughtfully. "So, controlling them is about not playing their game?" "Exactly," said the master. "Do not fight their poison, do not return it. Simply let it slide, like rain over stone. This preserves your peace and your dignity." The master sat on the rock and looked at the disciple with serene eyes. "Do not confuse serenity with weakness," he said. "Many believe that to deal with toxic people, they must shout louder than the others, impose themselves. True strength is silent, like a mountain that does not move to prove its greatness." The disciple nodded slowly. "And what if they insist on hurting me? If they keep trying to provoke me?" The master broke a dry branch with a soft snap. "Poison only enters if you open the door," he explained. "You can respond without hatred, set boundaries without losing calm. A firm no spoken with serenity holds more power than 1,000 shouts. You don't need to react. You only need to decide what you allow in your inner space." As he spoke, the wind gently stirred the treetops. "Those who try to control others end up their prisoners," the master continued. "But those who control themselves become free. Inner peace is your shield. If it is strong, nothing can penetrate it." The disciple felt a strange relief. He realized he didn't need to change the whole world, only to learn not to be swept away by its noise. The master rose from the rock and continued down the path. The dry leaves crunched softly beneath their sandals. "Remember this, disciple. Every person you meet is a mirror. Even those who bring pain show you where you are still unhealed. If their words hurt, it is not because they are powerful, but because they touch an open wound within you." The disciple paused, surprised. "So those people can also be teachers?" The master nodded gently. "Exactly. Sometimes the enemy teaches more than the friend. Toxic people reveal your impatience, fear, or hidden pride. They are not here for you to control. They are here for you to learn how to control your reaction." They approached a wooden bridge over a gently flowing stream. "Look at the water," said the master. "It does not fight the rocks. It embraces them and continues its path. So should you be with difficult people, flexible like water, firm within like the rock." The disciple lowered his head. For the first time, he understood that protecting oneself does not mean building walls, but learning to flow without losing one's essence. The master and the disciple returned to the temple just as the sun began to sink behind the mountains. The sky glowed gold and violet, inviting silence. The master stopped at the doorway and spoke softly but firmly. "Do not seek to control those who carry poison in their hearts. Do not waste your energy trying to change them. Only cultivate your own clarity, and their poison will find no place to stay." The disciple inhaled deeply, feeling for the first time the lesson settle inside him. "So, the real victory is not defeating them but not letting them poison me?" "Exactly," replied the master. "When someone brings anger and you respond with peace, you not only protect yourself, you may also plant a seed in their heart. Whether it grows or not is not your task. Your only responsibility is to tend your own garden." A long silence followed. The master smiled slightly. "Walk through life like a lotus in a pond. Don't try to remove the mud. Just learn to bloom above it." The disciple bowed his head. He no longer felt the urge to control anyone. He had understood that true strength is not in imposing, but in remaining at peace, even amid human storms.